Hello everyone, this is Indrajit Ganguly and welcome back to your history class in the virtual platform. Dear students, today I am starting a new chapter, that is chapter number 4 from NCERT History, the Central Islamic Land. This chapter basically deals with the rise of Islam in Arabian Peninsula and development of Islamic kingdom in Central Asia as an alternative political power after the decline of the Roman Empire. So let's have a look into the first topic of the chapter, the rise of Islam in Arabia, faith, community and politics. Indigenous groups who lived in the Arabian Peninsula, they were divided into small tribes. Here, tribes were basically known as Kabila in the local language. Each tribe has its own gods or goddess who worshipped as an idol in a shrine. So we can say that the Arabs who lived in the Arabian Peninsula, they followed polytheism culture, as there was no specific religion or fixed religious community was there. Many Arabian tribes were nomadic. Basically, they are Arab Bedouins. They moved from dry to green areas of the desert in search of food and fodder. Some Arabic tribes settled in cities and practiced trade or agriculture. Hazrat Muhammad, who belonged to the Arabian Peninsula, was born in 570 AD. Remember student, Hazrat Muhammad was a trader and he also belonged to the Arabian tribe, and his tribe was Quraysh tribe. And he controlled the main shrine Kaaba there. Makkah was located between Yemen and Syria. Traders and visitors regularly visited the place and shared their beliefs and customs with one another. Around 612 AD, Hazrat Muhammad declared himself as the messenger of God, or we can say Rasul, or we can say in other words Paigambar. And he preached that Allah alone should be worshipped. So we can say that Hazrat Muhammad announced a new religion in the Arabian Peninsula, and that is the Islamic religion. And he said that he was the messenger of God and he is the Paigambar. He founded a believers of community known as Ummah, and the followers of the Islamic religion were known as Muslims, or in other words we can say that the followers of Hazrat Muhammad were also known as Muslim. But the problem is that in Arabian Peninsula polytheism culture was prevalent. So Muslims faced considerable opposition in Makkah from other religious groups. So around 622 AD, Hazrat Muhammad and his followers decided to migrate to Medina. So his journey from Makkah to Medina marked the beginning of the Islamic calendar known as Hijri era. Dear students, in your book you will find a passage from in page number 80 that is about the Islamic calendar. So let's find out some interesting facts about the Islamic calendar. The Hijri era was established during the Caliphate of Umar, with the first year falling in 622 AD. As you know that Hazrat Muhammad and his followers, they have decided to migrate from Makkah to Medina. So these mark the beginning of the Hijri era, or that is we can say the Islamic calendar. The thing is that, a very interesting thing is that the Hijri year is a lunar year, obviously, and it has 354 days, 12 months and 29 to 30 days in each month. You can see that first month of the Hijri era is Muharram. So I hope you know that last month the Muslim community people, they celebrated Muharram. So from the Muharram there was a starting of a new Hijri era, and the last month of the Hijri era is Dhul Hijjah. So it was a lunar calendar. So basically we Hindu people generally followed solar calendar, but Muslims usually followed the lunar calendar. So Hijri era is about 11 days shorter than the solar year. So obviously we generally followed the Gregorian calendar, which is having 365 or 366 days, right? But Hijri era is only having 354 days. Another interesting thing is that, students, present day we generally present day, that is 2021 is there, correct? But in Hijri era it is 1442 AH. So this is the difference between Hijri era and Gregorian calendar. Another interesting thing is that you can see that basically our Durga Puja is usually organized in the month of Ashwin, correct? Kali Puja or Deepavali festival was usually organized in the month of Kartik. I think you know that for the different religion, Christmas is usually organized in the month of December. But there is no specific date for Eid ul-Fitr or Ramzan or Muharram, because there was no match with the Hijri calendar and the Gregorian calendar that we follow. So this is the difference between the Hijri calendar and the Gregorian calendar. Now let's have a look onto the another interesting topic, that is 5 pillars of Islam. That is, every Muslim has to follow these 5 principles that related to the Islamic traditions. The first one is that Shahada. That means Allah alone should be worshipped. As you all know that Islamic tradition is only having one God. Hazrat Muhammad also appealed to the people from the Arabian Peninsula to follow Allah only. So we can say that Islam is only having one God theory, and that is monotheism. So this is the difference with the Hinduism, is that our Hindu culture is a polytheistic culture, but Islamic culture is a monotheistic culture. So this is the difference between Hinduism and Islam. Next, Salah, that is prayer. I think you know that every Muslim has to do 5 times namaz a day. So this is another interesting things. Next one is Swam, fasting. During the month of Ramzan, there is a 1 month of Ramzan is there before Eid ul-Fitr. I hope everybody knows that. So there was a fasting is there. So they had to eat before sunrise and after the sunset. So this was a critical fasting they had to observe, and during this period they could not drink anything during that period. This was the toughest fasting that they had to follow during the month of Ramzan before Eid ul-Fitr. Next one, that is Zakat. That is, every Muslim has to donate something to the poor people. It can be belong to any religious group, so it was a Zakat. And next one, the 5th principle, that is Hajj. That every Muslim must visit Makkah and Medina once in a lifetime for Hajj. So for the Hajj, and that is for the pilgrimage purpose. So these are the 5 principles of Islam. So every Muslim has to be followed in their lifetime. So students, this is it for today, and this is it from the first topic. Thank you and have a nice day.